Hi, welcome, and thanks for joining. We did a survey asking people what civilization looked best in each color, and we had the results. We had 197 responses. It was fun to do, and check it out. I'd done this before, and I flipped the question though. I said, what color is Rus best in? What color is China best in? And the problem is almost everyone was red or blue. So in this one, we flipped it, where we went color by color and asked people what they thought was best. So we're going to start from the back of the survey and work our way up to the top. Coming in for teal with a little over 40% was Juicy's Legacy. And that's not surprising. The colors of them are just so, gorgeous in that hue. Wasn't it called like the Jade Empire or something when it first was going to come out? Well, I think it looks absolutely excellent, elegant, crisp. I think people made great calls here. The runner-up we have, the Mongols. The second honorable mention would be the Japanese. Japanese look great in a lot of colors. They actually came up a number of times in this survey. But here with teal, they had just over 10% of the vote to come in third. Our next color, pink, we also have Japan, but here coming out on top. A little over 22%, almost 23% chose Japan, but this was a contested one. But Japan looks so good, especially in the cherry blossom biome. That was Japan with 23%, and below them was House of Lancaster with 12.9%. Now this one surprised me a little bit as well. They don't look that different than, say, English, and we'll see where English landed later in the survey. I guess it's because the flag has that little rose in it. It checks out, but just behind that, at 12.4%, was Jeanne d'Arc. And this one also surprised me. France is nowhere to be seen on this, and Jeanne d'Arc and France are not very different in any of their appearances. So I was really surprised to see that here. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it makes sense? France only got 4 votes, a little over 2%. So I'm not really sure why Jeanne d'Arc came in here, but there's the results. Now, for a decisive victory, what civilization looks best in purple? Surprising nobody, the Byzantines just overwhelmed with 83% of the vote. Nobody else, I think, got more than 4 votes. And it makes sense. It's so regal, the royal color. It just looks so good. It goes with wine, since they're making wine out of olive groves and berries with the Grand Winery. Never really understood that one, but that's okay. I don't need to. It looks great. I also think that French and Delhi look awesome in purple. Underutilized, but survey overwhelmingly said Byzantines. Now orange also had a bit of a theme, but coming out on top with 30% and a clear plurality were the Malians, looking really sharp. Just the whole desert theme, the design of their buildings, it just looks so warm and vibrant. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the combined vote for Ayyubid and Abbasid came in around 17%. It was 9.4 for Ayyubid and 7.6 for Abbasid. And also, I think this desert aesthetic, the stone structures, it just has a really nice warmth to it, especially when you get into those desert biomes. It really feels like it settles in. And another landslide, yellow. The Holy Roman Empire was voted in with 51%. And if you add to that Order of the Dragon with another 12%, it's a pretty overwhelming victory. And it makes sense, these golden units showing off that strong strength you get from gold, and these fancy boys. It's hard not to love it. Now in green, we had a pretty close contest. But coming out on top with 47% is the Delhi Sultanate. It looks sharp. This is one I have to say though, I feel like it chalks up to the flag. I don't feel like Delhi looked particularly great in green personally. Like I said, check them out in purple. Pretty hot stuff. But also coming in here and also probably influenced by their flag were the Ottoman with 29% of the vote. Again, Ottoman has the flag. I feel like they look good in a lot of different colors, but it works well. No arguments here. Now, coming out way ahead for blue in another landslide were the French, with 80% of the vote coming through here. I mean, their flag, the French Royal Knights coming in with that blue hue, looks really sharp. it looks like the civilization should. Now finally in red, we had actually the closest competition between 3 civilizations. So coming in third for red with 24.5% of the vote were the Rus. And I get it. You know, the flag is red, their units are really dramatic, they look great in red. However, I think it's also a little bold. If you ever play the Rus in green, it looks really slick. Just putting that out there. Coming in second in red is the Chinese civilization with 25.5%. So just a percentage point above the Rus. And it looks great. I mean, it really feels like the whole civilization is designed to really revolve around the color red. Everything looks so sharp and official. It's awesome. But coming in first for red with 32.6% of the vote are the English. And again, it looks pretty slick with them. The red cross in their flag, it looks totally in place with the civilization and how it appears. So, those were the final results. Let me know, did they check out with your votes? What did you think? I'm interested to hear what people have to say. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.